Poof! I'm here. Hello. Hello, everybody. Just decided to pop in. I'm on YouTube and just on my one Facebook. Just on the Mary June Tracy. And so I just wanted to come in and see how everybody's doing this evening. Just discussing the full moon, or the new moon, I should say, not the full moon. New moon. Got to put lipstick on. So that's what I do. New moon coming up tomorrow. And I'm going to do a spiritual dance. So if you want to join me, I'm going to do tarot readings with that and just a releasement ceremony for us tomorrow evening. So if you want to join me, it's at 7 o'clock. It'll be live on Zoom. It's not going to be recorded though. I'm not recording it. It'll be it'll just be sort of a little private function. A private function. So if you want to come, you gotta show up. And be a part of it. Yes, my dog. So here, let me see. There we go. I got to get on my page here and see. Hello, Shar. Yes. So if you're wanting to join me tomorrow evening, you have to let me know. It's $10. If you don't have the $10, I mean, you don't have the $10. I'm not going to turn you away. That's just that's just to help me with my coffee. My coffee addiction. That's what the $10 is for. And just to come in and do some movement. We're going to do a little bit of dancing and putting on some music and just allow for the movement to come through for the new moon. So if you're wanting to join me. The other reason I came in, I was thinking about the new moon, because the new moon in Cancer, it's very beautiful. It's a beautiful energetic moon. This is a beautiful energy with this moon. This moon is really bringing in a lot of clearing, especially from that new moon that we just had a month ago. And that, for me, it's been a month since I've went into hospital. And in that month, there's been loads of changes inside of me, within how I'm a lot of releasing, allowing more to happen organically for myself and letting go. And there's a lot of waves that are breaking within my energies within around me. So, and I'm finding a lot of validations coming through. So this moon is really about keeping your focus on what you need to do, and that's really important. And it's also about we're going to find and we're going to see a lot of pressures of the fallout of other things that weren't working. So this is like, as I say, it's the ending of that eclipse energy. We have the square over to Uranus. There is, the conjunction coming up with that Saturn, or not Saturn, Venus and Mars, when the moon passes and goes into Leo. So there's a lot of energy that's coming in. It's good. It's really good energy. It's really positive. It's very uplifting. It's forward moving for us, but we will see the fallout. And one of the things that have been kind of on my mind and is the assassination of the Haitian president. I don't know. It just bothered me. It just really bothered me when I heard the news that he was assassinated. And I don't follow Caribbean. I mean, my husband's from the Caribbean, but I don't follow a lot of the of it. And I thought, okay, well, if I'm supposed to know anything, as always, I always say, information will come across. Like something will come across my feed about it. If there's something, that needs to be shown. And lo and behold, Bujo Bonte did a message, and I posted it up on my Instagram. And he's a Jamaican reggae artist, and Grammy Award winning, fabulous. He's very verified, and just is a very outspoken man. And, speaking on that, and then he spoke about money that they received from China, and the president didn't take money from China. He didn't take that. And his wife, the president's wife, is in critical condition. So prayers going out to her, because that's just horrific. And here, this is where, when you look at these countries and you look at, where they say we don't have money for this and people are poor and they're in rags, but they have money for bullets and they have money for other things. And I think this is where the fallout comes in, because information is going to come out more about not only the assassination of the president, but as Bonte, mentioned about the other, are that they're really pushing up their um, protection around them because they're scared now. And they're scared that they're going to be a target, or there's going to be a target upon them with others, uh, prime ministers and presidents down in the Caribbean. So this is where we're seeing that when things aren't in alignment, because spirit, God, is really making a presence with this new moon. It's coming in where they're, you know, having you to come into a place where you nurture yourself, to come into a place of love, to come into a place where there is, where you are able to release. There is a little bit of weirdness with it, but I just feel that the divine's making so much presence for us and guidance for us, that we need to start taking notice of it. We need to start tapping into it and not be afraid to talk about it. There's fabulous podcasters that are out there, but one of the things that I do notice that they miss, and I was listening to one yesterday, and they were saying, well, this is going to get the feminists mad. The one thing that was missing from the element of the podcast, and maybe that's not, I know it's not their thing, but it is spirit. It is something to do with spirit. It has something to do with um, the divine. And when we're looking at the energies and things that are falling out, the things that are falling out are things that aren't aligned, things that are pretty messed up. And when we're in with our divine, when we're in our, working within our energies, doing our maintaining, this is when we're doing the work that we need to be doing and stepping up into our, onto our path and calling in God in whatever we do. It's then, there's that forward movement. But there's so, also on the flip side, there's so much out there, or so many people out there that are searching for some sort of guidance, or searching, and they resort to social media. They resort to, and I get it. I mean, uh to be liked, to be wanted, to be seen, kind of thing. And that's where this new moon in Cancer, and Cancer is the mother. Cancer is the energy of water and the cleansing and the healing. And when we step into the cleansing and the healing, this brings in the transformation and the change. And there's a lot that's coming forth for us to change and to celebrate, the work that we've done, celebrate the joy and the recognitions that we have. Honor, am I honoring what I'm feeling? To go within. What if someone, this is allowing for you to be honest with yourself with a lot of this energies that are coming forth. And I think, um, when you're finding, things about family releasing, and that's sometimes part of the fallout, because I think a lot of families are having issues, and it comes down to the vaccine. We're seeing a lot of people, even with information, are still being canceled, or even the guy coming out with the vax, the on the Dark Horse is a really fabulous podcast to watch. And Joe Rogan did an emergency one with the host. Weinstein is his last name. I believe he's a biologist, talking about the vaccine. And even the person who was working on the vaccine was stating, and he got shut down because he was stating, this is not a good thing to take. This isn't something we should be pushing upon people, but they're making millions of dollars out of it. So why not push it? And that's part of the fallout. That's part of where people are going to be freaking out, and you're going to find out, more information is going to leak through, and people are going to be freaking out about it. They're going to be like, what the fuck? What does this mean to my body? What does it mean, to everything? And that's what I've been saying, no judgment of those who've taken it. But more information's coming out, more of the whole thing and the whole makeup of it. And that's what I was saying. I said more information has to be, when anything is being pushed. And this is my big thing. It's like if somebody's pushing something on me or telling me, oh, this is the greatest hit, you got to listen to it, I'm running the other way, because I don't want to be caught up in that crazy trend. I don't want to be caught up in that kerfuffle. That's a good word, kerfuffle. Of what other people are saying. This is what you need to be doing. This is what you need to be buying into. I don't want to buy into something. I want to come in and I want to trust God. I want to trust in my divine. And if my divine and my gut is saying, no, this isn't right, this isn't what I should be doing, then I have to trust that. And this is where so much is being pushed upon people. And that's why I'm going to go back to the assassination of the president of Haiti. Things were being pushed upon him and he didn't buy into it. He wasn't buying into some of that stuff. And he lost his life. And that's what you're going to find, is that there's going to be where, if you're not buying into it, what does that mean? What does that look like? And standing up for what you do believe in. I honestly do believe that the light is coming in stronger, but the dark is louder. It's always louder. The dark is always louder. It always has a bigger voice. Saturn is a big dude. He's going to start yelling. Pluto, they want to, make sure you hear what I'm saying. Yet being in your truth and just continually forging ahead, doing things that you do, giving praise to your day, doing your offerings the way that you need to do your offerings, and showing up each day makes a change. Showing up each day. So many people, if you're not showing up the way that they like you to show up, they want to come out and they want to bombard you. I had that last year because somebody didn't like what I was saying. They didn't like what I was doing. And I was called white privileged and all of this. Like, basically, fuck off, until they met my husband. And he just told me he told them they all just needed to have sex and get laid because they weren't happy. But it's standing up for this is what I believe, And am I concerned about the cancel culture and the critical race theory that's coming in? Yeah, I'm concerned, but I'm not going to allow that to stop me from saying what I need to say, or make me feel bad because of who I am, because I made a soul contract to come in the way I did. So did you. You made a soul contract with the beings, with the powers that be, to come in with the color skin that you have, the sex that you have, the hair color, your DNA, the family. There's all of this that we came in with to work through. And the basis in the Cancer new moon is coming in and saying, you know what you came in to work with? You know what you came in to work with? To love yourself. You came in this world to learn to love yourself fully, completely, and not love yourself in a narcissistic asshole way, but love yourself in a way that allows for you to shine. Loving yourself in a way that says, yes, you know what? I do deserve this. I do deserve to have a beautiful life. And coming into a place where you are able to understand that, yeah, my mom did have a lot of insecurities. Yeah, so did my dad. And sometimes maybe they didn't know how to love me because of who I was, because I was different or unique. So it brought out their insecurities. And that's where this new moon comes in. This new moon shows you that, yeah, you know what? Sometimes people feel uncomfortable with you or with your energies because they don't know how to do that for themselves. And that's okay, because you're coming in with your light, you're coming in with your breath, you're coming in with that scrumptious joyousness that who you are. And that's most important. Honoring yourself where you are. If honoring yourself where you are is saying that, yeah, you know what? I need to go see a doctor, or I need to see a psychologist, or I really need to really start doing some personal transformational mentoring. I need this in my life because it's important. And I'm putting that forward in my life because I want to make positive changes, because I love myself. And in doing that, many times people feel guilty. I don't have room for guilt anymore in my life. I don't have room for feeling guilty about things that I've done in the past. We all fuck up. We all say some pretty gnarly things to people. And sometimes, a lot of times people get offended, or they may not like everything that is being said. But that's part of living. That's part of growing. That's part of this earth walk. But it's us coming into that richness, coming into that beauty of being human, and accepting your humanness, accepting that of who you are. And that's part of this new moon. This moon is about us opening up to our uniqueness and our beauty and our joys, and understanding that, the family that we came into, the family that we chose to be with, is a family that was having us to step into the beauty and the joy and the love of who we are. And so through this new moon and through the energies that are going to be coming up, especially with a lot of the activations that are coming forth, that we're going to see some fallout coming in. And I'm not everybody, when you look at just checking my chat here. So, Steve, bless him. Gotta love Steve. Devastating. My kids both had the shot. And it is. Tomorrow night it's at 7 o'clock. My thing. Whoops. So I have it at 7 tomorrow evening. And depression and cried. Oh, sending you out so much love, Dana. It is. It's harsh when you know. But the thing is, that was part of their choice. That's part of their journey, and what they have to partake in. And you have your journey. And I have two. I think two of my kids got the shot. They got the first shot, anyways. I don't know if they got the second shot, but that's part of their journey. I didn't. I'm just like, they know how I feel. My one son is like, well, you're just conspiracy theory, mother. Well, yeah, well, maybe I am, but you know what? Conspiracy theories come out and be true. They thought I was stupid about thinking about the Wuhan coming from a lab, and look, they shut that down. They shut that down like crazy. Anybody spoke about it, they shut it down. Now it's like the media who shut down all the people saying it aren't taking responsibility. That's going to be part of the fallout that you're going to see. You're going to see that fallout come in, and see that people have to take responsibility. It's going to come. And it's going to come in ways, and it's going to come in waves. More is coming to the surface. For us, our focus is to stay on our light, stay in our power. That's where our focus is. Our focus is to be strong, is to allow ourselves to come into our creative, organic, full flow, so that we can have things unfold for us and stay with our God. And whoever you decide, whoever your God is, like whenever I say God, God always has the goddess with him. There's always a balance of that God and goddess. There has to be. We live in a world of duality. God, within the infinite wisdom, has to have the goddess to bring that wisdom through, because she has such power and greatness with it all. And this is about us standing in our power. This is about standing in our beauty. So tomorrow evening, I've been thinking about doing a spiritual dance. And since I'm on YouTube, I can't really bring a lot of music on because of rights, and all. Don't want to step on anybody's toes uh, with that. And this is where it's like I can do it on Zoom, but I didn't want it recorded because I want people to get up and dance, and I don't want anybody to feel like weird because some people don't want to dance. So movement is important. It doesn't matter if you can dance or not. It's coming into the movement and allowing for that flow to come in. And as we move into that flow, then we can come into that ritual of releasing and allow and take that time to release. And then I will draw some cards for people. And just doing that. So that's what I'm doing tomorrow evening. And I said 7:00 because I thought that was a good time. People can finish off their dinner, and I'm expecting it only to be about an hour and a half. That's about it. No longer than that. So if you wish to join me, I would love to have you with me, and join in this beautiful spiritual energy. So I just wanted to come in and chat. Few things, some things were just sort of kind of bugging me, and I just have to talk them out. But the thing in Haiti is really bothering me, and there's just things like, when you hear about a president being assassinated, it's not, and especially in such a poor country, and it makes world news. And then you start hearing a lot of others come out and say things with that too. I'm just going to read some of the comments here. I would, but I'm up in Olds at a tourney. Oh, you're at a tournament tomorrow. Cool. So happy dancing. And the kids, yes. And Jermaine loved her reading. Oh, I'm glad she loved her reading. That's really wonderful. Biden pushing for the door-to-door vax visits now in the U.S. Yeah, he is. Biden is pushing. He mentioned it in one of his speeches. There's also a lot of kerfuffle around his VP. I guess she's having issues keeping people. And it's not a harmonious place to work, to my understanding. That's what some of the information's coming out and leaking about her. But I always thought that, what is his name? Pete Buttigieg. I always thought there's something about him, and I always had a feeling about him. And he's been coming out and saying a lot lately. So we've been seeing a little bit more of him in the news. So that I feel is very interesting with that energy too. I would like to dance with you tomorrow. Okay, Raylene, you're down on the list. You're on the list, girl, because you don't have to get up and do the meditation Saturday morning. You're on the list. And it's the thing about that, when he mentioned that, I mean, that caused such an uproar with a lot of people, because that's exactly what Hitler did with the tuberculosis vaccine, and he also used the tuberculosis vaccine as an experiment, and he experimented with tuberculosis on many prisoners of war and children, and was doing experimental vaccinations with children at the time. So that I find kind of interesting with that. So it's, that's part of the fallout. See, the energy's positive, like the energy's moving forward, and it's like coming in, and it's this big light. But I feel like, as this light is shining, it's shining in corners, it's shining in places that is like, whoa, we don't want you to look over here. And so that's part of the fallout that comes in, because people are being exposed. And when people are being exposed, they don't like to be exposed. People don't want to be exposed. People don't want their dirty laundry, because they try and keep all of their dirty laundry and shit undercover so that you don't see it. And so when things start coming to the surface, then you start seeing it. So you're going to start, really, especially you're going to be hearing it in music. So I feel like a lot more is kind of, music is really going to be making a where we're going to find protest kind of music, and from people coming in and saying things within the music. We're going to find that. I mean, we're seeing it in really weird movies that are coming out right now. So we're seeing different things like that. We're seeing a lot of things to do with action packed movies, like superheroes and stuff like that again. So when movies come out, because Hollywood is also owned, Hollywood is owned by 50% of it's owned by the Chinese. So you're seeing a lot of different interesting propaganda kind of movies coming out, and Florida and Disney are also used to prepare people for things that are going to be happening in the world, and they did that prior to World War II as well. So this is kind of like the interesting of information that comes through and comes out at this time. So we're just to be aware and making sure that you are not taking sort of a side road, or you're just wanting just to walk around like this. It's no. This moon is saying, no, we want you to walk proud. We want you to walk tall. We want you to walk with your God. We want you to walk with your goddess, and know that you are totally connected, and that trust in them, because they're going to lead you on the right path. And it is a path that is, it's one that you got to trust your gut. It's one that you trust your guides, and you know that your guides are talking to God, and that they're coming through very loudly to help you along your road. So my loves, my little guy wants to go to bed. Well, he probably doesn't want to go to bed, but his mom wants to put him to bed, and we share a room, part office, part Mateus's bedroom. So gonna send you guys out so much love. Thank you for popping in with me, and being a part of my evening, and letting me just sort of ramble away, this evening. So thank you so much for coming in. Good luck in your tournament, Dana and Raylene. Yes, definitely, you're on the list. And anybody else who wants to be on the list, or anybody who watches the replay later, I'll talk a little bit more about it tomorrow as well. So have a fabulous evening, everybody. I'm going to go put my feet up and sleep well, and we will talk to you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.